You remember that guy I met on the internet? We went out on that one date at that Sadiddy restaurant, and he ran out on me.
Oh, so this is Internet Yvonne. Wow, you were right. She really is crazy.
You told her I was crazy?
Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? Okay. Oh my God. Y'all know this, and I've said this over and over again, but I'm going to say it one more time in case you forgot. My favorite character in Girlfriends is Will. Yup. Will. What Will? Okay, cause what?
Excuse me. I gotta start picking while the cotton's high.
What? William. Okay. William. Okay. Period. Okay. I have to cut it short, say Will, because me and him is tight like that. Okay. Willie D. Okay. William. Okay. Now, why do I love this man so much? I think he is the best character, the most amazing character on Girlfriends. Okay. And I think that what made him so amazing to me was just everything about him. He never was the one to hide the truth. He always, told the girls the truth, told the girls what it was, called them heifers, and he was hilarious, and he was funny, and he was comical. He was just everything that this series needed, and I love him dearly. I love him for Girlfriends. I watched this so much because of him. He is one of my favorite, if not the favorite, character of Girlfriends. I show up, show out, watch it several times because of him. Okay, it's one of those shows that you just can't watch one time. You gotta watch it multiple times. That's how much I loves me some William. Okay, but William, I think his true love, in my humble opinion, child, the person that he was supposed to be with, Monica was cool, but the love of his life, in my opinion, was Yvonne. Okay,
William?
Yvonne.
So you remember my name?
Yvonne. And I even gotta argue and say I don't even know if that was really the love of his life, okay? Because it just how this man acted and treated her. I think that he loved Yvonne, but I think the reason he got with Yvonne in the first place was because he did not want to be alone. I think he settled to be with her because he didn't want to be alone, okay? He found her on the internet, got with her on the internet, and, she was crazy internet Yvonne, and then after a while, he finally, decided to give her a chance because I think in his mind, he felt like, yo, we kept on popping up, like seeing each other. I'm seeing this woman everywhere. She must be the one. So I'm going to give her a chance. And the sex was knockout, He was Big Willie around the block.
Yeah, well, apparently he wasn't thinking that when he created William. William? William, whatever you thinking, add to it.
Hey, Yvonne.
Oh, hey, girl.
Hey.
Just fight and cry. Just fight and cry.
Catch you later. I'm so happy that William and Yvonne are working out.
Well, Joan, it's more like he's working her out.
William?
Apparently, the man can run a three-legged race by himself.
No.
Girl!
And he got mad at her for telling people that he was Big Willie. But when I tell you, it felt like they were right for each other, just right for each other. But control kicked in, okay? Control, okay? This man showed us that he had major control issues. And I love me some Willie. Love Williams. But he has some control issues, okay? Now, I'll give him the fact that it's not easy dating a cop, okay? If you are in a relationship with a cop, you stand a chance of every day wondering if they are going to come home or not going to come home. So I don't think he's wrong in that aspect. Like, feeling some type of way, like, hold up. I don't want you doing this, especially since he seemingly seemed cool with it until she got shot, okay, at the job, got that, wound or whatever. But I think that he never took into account that this is something that she wanted to do her entire life. This is something she loved to do. Something that, her father did, because when he walked her down the aisle, I seen her dad was an officer. Like, it just seemed like it was a big goal. She, aspired to be this because she seen her father. It was a beautiful thing for her. And for him to make her give that up, it made me question, did he really even love her? Did he really even really care about her? Or was his expectations or his opinions of love just superficial and just, meeting the surface, not deep and intellectual? It was just yeah, that's love. It wasn't like, damn, that's love. You know, I think there's a difference.
William asked Yvonne to quit, demands, really, to quit her job because he's nervous her being a police officer in the line of duty. He don't want his woman, but he did it as his girlfriend. So she was not having it. That's her life's dream. I'm not quitting the force, period, says Yvonne. So then she goes off to Jamaica with the girls. So William, because she left him hanging like, no, I'm not doing it, he comes over to Jamaica to get her and proposes to her. And he says, now for your husband, will you quit the force? That's manipulation. And that's playing on her emotions, knowing she wants to be a wife. To propose to Yvonne pulls on her heartstrings. So now he's like, will you quit the force because of your husband? So that is some trickery right there. And we have to stop manipulating people to give them what they want by getting what we want. There's a way that you can do it without the manipulation tactic. So now she's becoming a wife in her head and like, okay, for my husband, if my husband doesn't want me to. And Yvonne is a ball buster. She's a strong woman. They talk about that often. She's a police officer, but now she meets this man. So there's nothing wrong with, compromise, but ultimately you can't compromise your happiness because resentment will ensue.
I think that he loved her, but I don't think he loved her like marriage loved her, in my opinion. And maybe I'm just being a little biased saying that because I want to say he don't love her at all, but Will is my favorite character, okay? Williams is my favorite character. William is my favorite character. So I don't know. Maybe I'm taking it light on him the way in which I wouldn't take it on anybody else because he's my favorite character. But I don't think that, he really loved her because to make her give up her career, to make her give up so much. Even the house situation, you went and you picked out her dream house or picked out a home without asking her and then took back the home without asking her. You just kept on making decisions on this woman's life and making her make these decisions, without just involving her. And y'all, I'm not even going to just skip by or escape the fact that he did the whole little prenup situation. This man was so controlling. Okay. He did the prenup situation where he said he wanted a prenup and Yvonne was okay with it. Yvonne was okay with it and said, hey, she had her conditions as well. She had certain things that she wanted as well because she quit her career for him. So she wanted something in the prenup too. She wanted to walk away with something too. She felt like I have some terms and he was upset that he couldn't control that situation too. He just had to be the person to just make rules and set rules and she just had to fall in line. And I didn't like that.
Episode of Girlfriends when William asked Yvonne for a prenup and she agreed, and then he got mad because not only did she agree, but she also had her own terms and conditions that she wanted to include in the prenup. She literally explains to him that she quit the force for him and that if she had continued the force, she would have had a pension, she would have had a nest egg, and so it's only fair that she be compensated for that. And he is now saying that he's planning the wedding and she's planning the divorce when he is the one that asked for the prenup and brought up the prenup. And everything she's saying makes sense. Plus, he is a lawyer who makes good money in this show. Imagine asking somebody to quit their job, their entire career, and then turning around and being surprised that they don't want to walk away empty-handed after doing that for you. And you aren't putting nothing up to bat. Nothing. The man them never been all right, okay? The math's never math.
Because it felt like he just he had a sense of control. Like it was misogyny, in that aspect. Not like, oh, he was like, promiscuous or whatever, or he thought less of women. I don't think that. I think that he was being very misogynist with her, because he's the man and he makes the rules. You're his woman. It gave that. This the entire way he handled her. And then he was like, oh, how he loved her. He loved her. He loved her. I don't think love is illustrated in that way. I think that if he loved her, he could have loved her better because that wasn't showing true love, in my humble opinion. I just think that, Yvonne made the right choice. The real Yvonne even knew that it just was too much. Okay, she walked off the set. Walked off the set because of this mess. Okay, talking about something. You're not finna give up your power for no man. She stood on business, the real Yvonne, and that's why she never came back to Girlfriends.
Cece grew in her faith. Her career took a turn. At the time, she had a recurring role on the TV sitcom Girlfriends.
I hear it so clearly from God. And one morning I woke up and he said, the Holy Spirit said, this is your last day. And I'm like, oh, the show's closing. He said, no, the show's not closing, but this will be your last day. I need you to come work for me. And I'm like, oh, no. What is my agent going to say? What do you mean? And he said, watch, I'm even going to make it easy for you. You'll see.
When she read over her script that day, it all became clear.
And I got the script, and literally by the time I got to page 3 or 4, my character at that time, which was Yvonne, it was written so differently, so not Yvonne, not her usual shtick. Yvonne's usually very strong, funny. She seemed weaker to me. She was doing things she wouldn't normally do, and there were some sexual actions and things and words that they had written.
Cece asked the producers to change the script.
And they came back, they said that you're going to have to do it, the way we wrote it, and we really wanted it to be presented like this. I said, I totally understand that you have a job to do here, and that this is the show, this is Girlfriends, and it has to be done the way that I understand, and so I want you to understand the God that I serve and who my Father is. His name is Jesus Christ, and at this time that because it can't be changed and it's going against what I believe as a Christian, then I'm going to have to walk away from the show. Basically, I walked right off of that set. It took me about 15 minutes to pack everything up, and the gates of Paramount's closed, and I have never been back since. Maybe one day. But I'm happy. I am happy about the move that I made. I walked right off of the set and really straight into my ministry, God's Girl Network. God was saying that he was pleased.
Now Cece shares the joy she has found in Christ with hundreds of young girls. She encourages them to live a life of purity just as she has for the last 8 years. Her story reminds them that in Christ, there's freedom from past mistakes and hope for a fresh start.
Thank God for the word, and the truth. And that truth set me free.
Now, if she would have stayed, Lord knows what would have happened. Lord knows what their relationship would have been. Lord knows what could have happened. But she just saw where it was going, and she just didn't want her character being displayed in that way. She didn't want her character, just being this woman that gave up everything for a man, and then she was religious on top of it. They had her doing all this sexual, in the window stuff, not, because it was a very tasteful show, but they just, the wordplay, she was headed in a religious direction. So she just decided, no. This isn't, showing me in the most positive light that I would like to be shown in. So this is just not going to work for me. But honestly, I think that Willie mishandled Yvonne, okay? He just had major control with her. And I think that she just really wanted marriage so bad, like most women do, especially as we get older. We want marriage and children and babies and want future, so we just kind of deal with certain things or put up with certain things or, deal or endure certain things for love, for children, for the promise of a future until you see, like, is that future going to be worth anything if I don't have the pieces to which I consider who I am? I think that she lost herself, and that's why she didn't marry him. But I think that, he really loved her, but I think it was surface level love. Like, this man even lied about who his damn mama was.
If you want to do something, you can take Ola back to the actor's retirement home.
Who's Ola?
That woman over there pretending to be my mother.
That's not your mother? Where's your mother?
She's still in Kansas City. I tried, but she wouldn't come back with me.
That lady was not his mom. Hired an actress because he didn't want his real mom coming to town. And I just thought that, like, what? Even towards the end when she left his ass, he couldn't even really, like he couldn't see that there was something wrong with that. He was like, oh, she left me. He was mourning and all of that and still crying and boo-hooing. But you hired an actor to play your mother. Like, that's telling, okay? I don't care what y'all say. That's telling. I think that Yvonne deserved better. I think that Yvonne was a good woman to him, loved him, and she didn't deserve what she got from him, the controlling nature that she got from him. Funny thing is, he got with Monica, and Monica took advantage of him and some more stuff and treated him the worst, in my opinion. It just was completely materialistic and all around just narcissistic. She just was everything, okay? Conniving, whatever you name, Monica was that, and Yvonne was the complete opposite. Sweet, kind, patient, loved him, and he just wasn't his best self for her. I think that he loved her, but it was surface level. He had to grow a lot more to like even be able to handle her the way she deserved. I think if he would have grown within time, it would have worked perfectly, and he could have loved her the way she deserved to be loved, you know. But him being a Republican, him just having these different, you know, mindsets or perspectives and different things, you know, I think that that also played a part in how he seen relationships and how he just like existed in life. But being a Republican back then in the 90s and being a Republican in the 2000s and what is it, you know, the 99s and the 2000 child in this day and age, I'm gonna just say that it's not what it used to be. Okay, so it's Republicans have, I would say, have changed what it means to be a Republican now. Now it's almost like make America great again Republican, you know? It's like that far over on that side type of mindset. So maybe back then it was like the George Bush era, like where it was okay to be a Republican. You know, I don't know. But because people love Bush. So I'm going to just say that. But in my perspective, I think that his just mindset about women, or his mindset just in life, it was a lot of things to make me like side eye him, but he was definitely entertaining and still one of my favorite characters. But when it came down to him and Yvonne, she wasn't wrong for leaving his ass. I would have left him too, child, because she lost a piece of herself. He didn't even know her name. At the altar, didn't even know her name. This whole time you've been calling her Yvonne, but her name is I think it's Yvonne or Yvonne. Child, I'm gonna put the clip in.
Thank you, Wade. Yvonne? Ah, Reverend, it's pronounced Yvonne.
No, actually, Willie, it's Yvonne.
But I've always called you Yvonne.
I know.
Oh. Potato, potato.
Let's call this off. No, really, I can't do this.
But yeah, he was saying her name wrong, and she never bothered to stop him. So I think that was even telling, like, girl, yeah, this ain't your husband, sis, because how come you ain't never stopped him from saying your name wrong, corrected him? You just kept on going with the flow. And she started seeing that, like, our entire relationship, I'm noticing that I just go with the flow, just do what this man want. And she, towards the end, was trying to do everything and anything so they wouldn't get married, because I think that she knew in her heart that she just wasn't her best self for him, and she deserved better.
Why can't you do this? Because I called you Yvonne?
No, because I've been letting you and I never said anything about it. I let you walk all over me about setting a date, about the house. I let you humiliate me about this whole thing with your mother. I gave up my life's dream of being a cop. That's not something I would do. That's not me. That's Yvonne.
Please, Yvonne, don't do this.
Something kept gnawing at me, you know. And I kept thinking it was you. But it's not. It's me. I just gave up too much of myself to be with you. You know, we women, we want to be married so bad. And sometimes we just lose ourselves in the process, and that's exactly what I've done. I just don't know who I am anymore.
Yvonne, I love you. I love both of you.
I love you too. And I am not trying to hurt you. I just don't like who I am with you. Baby, I can't marry you. I'm sorry, Willie.
Yvonne!
Deserved better, should have had better, and that situation just wasn't going to work for her, in my opinion. But that's just what I think. I love me some Willie, but he just did not handle Yvonne the proper way, in my humble opinion. That's humbly what I think, okay? But yeah, I love you guys so much. Let me know what y'all think. Tell me if y'all think I'm tripping. Tell me what y'all think, okay? I love y'all. Bye-bye.
Don't worry, William. We've got this covered. We've got it, Walter. Keep the tranquilizer gun. Project